Doesn't cut her hair because she knows I hate it.
I also don't let myself go because I know he would hate that too. I keep having kids because my womb belongs to God.
We know each other often. Christians will know what I mean.
I only work in the home. I hate when my husband does the laundry or the dishes or cooks.
Mostly because I'm bad at it. Don't be good at something you don't want to do.
Wasn't there an Everyone Loves Raymond episode where Ray messed up the laundry on purpose so bad that he would never have to do laundry again, that Deborah wouldn't let him?
You fainted so I would do it for you.
No, there was no faint.
Then explain to me how you can't fold a shirt. Explain to me how an adult human with thumbs is not able to do that.
I don't know. It's embarrassing.
For my American friends, you might remember that show. I love that show. Love it. But this is no sitcom. This is a social media couple. They go by Free and Deed. And if you think this is bad, it only gets worse. Another American TV show that you might remember, at least if you're over 35 or 40, is 19 Kids and Counting. That's the show that made the Duggars famous. Those are the ones that, like, recently so much bad shit has come out about them, especially their sons. But at first, it was a reality show about how this very wholesome, very clean, very Christian couple, they had 19 kids and they kept having more and more because they just believe they belong to the quiverful movement, which is basically just Christians that think that you just keep having kids until God tells you to stop. He gives you however many kids you're going to have. And I think this couple wants to be their successors. They've got all the ingredients, like the slimy dad and the kind of old-fashioned beaten down mom and homeschooling the kids and all that stuff. And I think that's kind of why they do this. I think he's hoping to get famous, but he just doesn't seem wholesome at all. It's so gross. Some of the clips he puts out there, I just can't even believe it. I don't know his real name. They just go by the handle Free Indeed. It seems like, after digging through the social media, that he's a pastor somewhere out in middle America, like Indiana or someplace like that. Very old-fashioned, very gross. But anyway, let's take a look at this entire clip.
Controversial Christian marriage things.
We got married after 2 weeks of knowing each other.
And we met at Bible study.
My wife believes everything I say. You know it's true.
I can't deny it because I'm just believing what you're saying.
My wife doesn't cut her hair because she knows I hate it.
I also don't let myself go because I know he would hate that too. I keep having kids because my womb belongs to God.
We know each other often. Christians will know what I mean.
I only work in the home. I hate when my husband does the laundry or the dishes or cooks.
Mostly because I'm bad at it. Don't be good at something you don't want to do.
I do like being barefoot in the summer in the kitchen.
I never look at other women, ever.
Code for he doesn't watch something that most men do. And I don't read smut. He actually likes his children and spends loads of time with them.
I have no hobbies. My hobby is my family.
Also, one of our hobbies is just reading the Bible together and going to Bible study and going to church. The world thinks that I have internalized misogyny because I love my husband and my children. And I don't think that females should be pastors.
Or do much of anything else.
And I like submitting to my husband because I love him. I don't nag my husband.
She really doesn't. I never lie to my wife, but I would have every opportunity to because she doesn't know how to even get on my computer.
There's 2 screens, I don't get it. So obviously he handles all the money and then I just spend it.
She does spend it. My wife hates the doctor and only does homeopathic medicine.
That works.
It does work. Take this magic pill. Take this magic drink that's been fermenting in the closet for a week. Trust me, it'll work. And then it does.
My husband doesn't let me manipulate him.
My kids would get kicked out of public school for the things they say.
We forgive each other.
But actually, though, not like in the fake way. My wife's submissiveness is the most attractive thing about her.
We want like 10 kids.
All boys, of course.
We still love each other.
Most of the time.
Love is a choice. Every time I want to repaint the kitchen, my husband does the whole thing for me. Obviously, we're homeschooling.
I'm more attracted to my wife now after 3 kids than I was before she had kids.
So find yourself a Christian man, find yourself a Christian woman. First of all, find Jesus and have an awesome marriage that glorifies God.
Isn't he the most swarmy thing? Doesn't he remind you of like Ted Bundy or something like that? He's just so weird. And oh, he thinks it's such a flex that he doesn't have any hobbies outside of his family and church. Buddy, that isn't a flex. And for her, no, we don't think that you have internalized misogyny because you love your husband and kids. It's all the other stuff, lady. It's all the other stuff. And your homeopathic medicine. I can't wait till you're, well, no, I can't say I can't wait. I hope that your kids don't get polio or something like that and you're trying to cure it at home. I really hope that doesn't happen to you. What is it with Christians nowadays and homeopathy and anti-vaccine and anti-science? It wasn't like that when I was a kid. It was kind of the opposite. It was the hippies, the weirdos, the liberals who loved all that kind of stuff. And somehow it's made that switch, this change. It's such a weird thing to me. But you're going to see in this next clip why his kids would get kicked out of public schools for the things that they say. Listen to how he's instilling homophobia.
This is called the male piece, and this is called the female piece, right? Right, the male piece goes in the female piece. But what happens if we try to do the male piece with the male piece? Does that work? No, the train won't go on that, right? You need to put the male into the female piece. But what happens if we try to do this? If we try to put the female piece with the female piece, what happens? Does that work? No, it doesn't work either, right?
You have to grab a female.
Right. So you need to flip it and put the male into the male piece. Yes, there you go. Perfect. Doesn't work if you do it the wrong way, right?
No, because you have to put this here.
Right.
Yeah.
Because that's the way they were made to go, right? And if you try and do it the wrong way, it won't work, right? See, that doesn't work. You need to use the right piece for the right thing, right?
Did he not notice that each of those pieces has a male and a female part, making them non-binary? I guess I understand if you don't want LGBTQ stuff mentioned in public schools, if you want just kids to be kids, fine. But then why are your homeschool brain rotting your kids into hating people, into making them LGBTQ people weird and unnatural? Why are you doing that? Why aren't you just letting your kids be kids if that's what you want to do? Why mention it at all? Either way. See how much hypocrisy there is there? Now, he's not just homophobic. He's also anti-Semitic. And of course, he's a liar.
Did you know that kissing a wall increases your chance of unaliving your own Messiah by 100%? And did you also know that after they circumcise a baby, they clean the wound by going like this? I wonder why they do that. And according to the Talmud, sacrifices in the temple stopped being accepted by God in 30 AD, which just so happens to be the same year they crucified Jesus. And not only that, but also saying that he's burning in hell in human excrement, and saying that his mother is a harlot? I wonder why God would stop accepting their sacrifices. And did you know that the rabbis think that they have the final say over what the Torah means and not God? You may think I'm joking, but I'm not. There was a guy who created an oven that was better than everyone else's, and God even confirmed it from heaven, but the rabbis said back to God, actually, the Torah's on earth now, so we're in charge of it, not you. And have you ever wondered why there's a fishing line tied around Manhattan? It's literally a legal loophole for how small hats can break the Sabbath. Before I upload this, I have a very thriving home life and I would never harm myself.
There's a lot to unpack there, isn't there? But first of all, how smug can he be? How gross is he? But second of all, what kind of liar is he? Because the Jews did not stop sacrificing in the temple in about 30 BCE, about the time that they think Jesus died. That is a complete lie. They stopped sacrificing about 70 BCE when the temple was destroyed. So that's just an outright lie. And as far as him saying that in the Talmud that they believe that Christ was burning in hell and his own excrement, first of all, the Jews don't believe in a hell. That isn't what they believe. That's not what they wrote. So that's an exaggeration. There is a verse talking about a Yeshua who was burning in his own excrement, boiling in it. But most scholars don't think that's referring to the Jesus of the Bible. Do you know what a common name that was? Do you know what common names Jesus and Mary were in the Old Testament? It would be the same thing as if in America or England or any English-speaking country, if we were saying John and Susie, right? What John and which Susie? You can't just pick those two out and say that's who it was. They don't know. Most scholars don't believe that. And think about this. When the Talmud was written, at the time it was written, Christianity was just a fringe movement. It had not gained worldwide popularity. It was a fringe movement that really didn't concern most serious Jews or scholars. It just didn't. Mary would not have been famous enough to write about. She wouldn't have been someone that would have been even a thought in their brain. So most scholars think that's absolute bunk. I am not a fan of the Jewish religion at all, but he's being obtuse about this. This fishing line thing that goes around Manhattan is something that happens in about 200 cities worldwide. And all it is it's a symbolic enclosure for the people that practice, the very Orthodox Jewish religion, so that they can function on the Sabbath, so that they can walk out of their apartment, basically, and maybe carry their baby. Because if you take the law to the letter of the law, you're not even allowed to pick up your own child, outside of your house. So this is a way, it's a workaround, like religious people like to do. So, but is it any more ridiculous than the things that Christians do? Is it any more ridiculous than drinking your grapefruit and eating your little cracker on Sunday morning to be absolved of your sins? No. If you've stuck around this long, maybe you like me a little bit. So if you do, would you give me a thumbs up? Just go right now and hit that like button. Give me a comment and tell me what you think about these very weird people, very strange. This is what we deal with in America. You see, this is what we deal with. For those of you that live outside of America, Canada, England, I'm not saying that you don't have your weirdos. I know that you do. I see them. But I just feel like here in America, this religious mania, this homophobia, this sexism, this racism, it's just come to a boiling point here. And now you can point to Trump and his administration, say, see, that's them. But is it really? Or is it them reflecting America? That's what scares me. Donald Trump and his minions don't scare me. It's the fact that I think I'm scared of why he's there. It's because of what America is turning into. And if you're in the rest of the world, you should be scared too. You really should be. So on that note, I'm going to end it now, and I will talk to you and see you next time.